Shwmai, croeso, hello and welcome to episode 39 of the Bluebirds Nest. Last week we chatted to the one and only Mr. Marcus Greenish, and as predicted, it was a record-breaking episode that has seen feedback come in all week long, to be fair, commending Marcus on his knowledge and enthusiasm, and there was a fair few past players who were complaining that they didn't make Marcus's dream team in his dream 11, but this week, we're following it up with another of Marcus's favourite players, a young man who joined out for West County in the summer just a couple of months ago now, but has quickly settled into the squad, both on and off the field. It's Mr. Rio Dyer. Rio, welcome.
Hello, you right?
Very good, very good. I know Marcus was singing your praises last week, was off the recording, and you almost made that team, even though a number of appearances. To be fair, you could have been one of about 100 names that he wanted to chuck in that team. But there's many reasons to having you on this week. But in Nest tradition, we will go down memory lane, a recap of your journey then, if you like, even though I know you're only 19, almost 20, which I'll mention later. But where did it start for you then? Where did football start for you?
So yeah, it started off, I think I would have been about 5, playing for Harte Colts, my local team. And then I was about 9 years old. I went into the Swans Academy. And then I got released at 11 years of age, then went to go play for Birchgrove Colts. And then I joined Anthony Wright's team with West End. Up until under 15s, we did loads. We won Swansea Leagues, West Wales Cups. So yeah, that period was really good. And then following that, then I got put back down into the Swans when I was 15. Stayed there then till under 16, and then I was quite fortunate then going into the COVID season. I had a few offers to go elsewhere, stay at Swansea, and obviously I think the one that stood out for me was going to Hull, following, Tony, John Beale, Terry Boyle, to go to Hull, and that was the main reason, I've known Tony for ages and John, and yeah, that was a big factor in going to Hull. I had a really good 2 years. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off in the end with professional contracts, and then I spent a little bit of time trying to maybe find a club, try and stay in the pro game, but it was getting closer and closer to the season, so I thought the best thing for me would have been just to go home, play football, and then that's when I signed for Britain Ferry last season. It was, really good. Up until December, I played every single minute of every single game up until I did my my ligaments in my ankle. But yeah, it was a great season for me last year. Playing in the Cymru South is so different to what you're used to in academy football. Getting kicked, it's a lot different.
I can imagine. Well, we'll go on it chronologically then. Let's talk about Hull then. So, 16 years old going up to Hull. What was it like being away, from home at such a young age then?
Yes, it's a massive life change. You don't realise it at the time when you make a decision. Oh yeah, I'm just going to go and live away. It's not really until you get there you realise, what you're doing. I didn't really come home for, I'd maybe stay up there for 12 weeks at a time and not go home, see my family. And to be fair, my family made the effort as much as they could to come up and see me watch games. But no, it was brilliant, that 2 years. I think it changes you, the way you are as a person. And, obviously training every day, having that support. It was tough, but it was a good life experience, shall we say.
Definitely, yeah, I can imagine. And they won League One then, did they, during the COVID period that you were up there?
Yes, they won in the COVID season. Obviously, no fans. Yeah, they won League One, and then the big change happened in the following season with new owners take over, And yeah, it was great to be like a part of, say, that group, for example. Not that I played a part in any of it, but obviously like the club, the culture around at the time was, yeah, it was really good. With Tony, everyone involved, it was really good.
A life experience, like, to be fair. But during that time that you were up there, you were selected in the Welsh under-18 squad. You faced the old enemy. You faced England in your debut appearance. You came on for Leicester City striker Christopher Popov. I think I'm right in saying. Unfortunately, a 2-0 loss on the night. That, to be fair, you played against certainly nowadays some really recognisable Premier League names. Jacob Ramsey, the fella from Chelsea, who I can't pronounce his name. What were they like then, playing against the English?
The call up was completely unexpected, to be honest. Like, I'd been on like short lists for camps from when I was 16 up until that point. And it came about that I wasn't originally in the squad. It was a boy dropping out, and yeah, I got told, actually, I was playing Cardiff City the week before the training camp, and Matty Jones, who is now the Wales under-21s manager, came on to me after the game and just told me that I was going to be involved in the next camp, and it was just, yeah,
class,
loads of emotions. And yeah, the game itself, that I played 15, 20 minutes, and yeah, you could tell like the quality and the class of not just the English players, the Welsh players as well that I was playing with. It's like another level. The amount of detail, the tactical detail that goes into those camps is just phenomenal. But yeah, it was an unbelievable experience, and yeah, brilliant.
Superb. And then, I say back with a bang to the Cymru South shortly after. But like you said, they are two really different types of football. With different tactical, like you say, preparation and levels, I suppose. But back to Britain Ferry, then, like I said, in the Cymru South, you missed out on promotion to the Cymru Prem in that season that you were with them. Obviously, a Barry Town United team that ended up steamrolling the division, but you had quite a successful time there, and like you said, just before your injury, a number of assists and things like that. But how different was it? Was there elements of football in the Cymru South that you could sort of associate with academy football? Or obviously Abu mentioned a couple of weeks ago, it was different for him as a left back, but in an attacking sense, how did you find it?
I think for me, my role was, I just got told every time, just stay on the touchline, not wait for the ball, but know that your chance will come, because obviously, some pitches you go to, some places are just out in the wild, and this when you get told you're gonna on a Shire away, it's a lot different to I don't know, Hull City training ground, for example.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're quite surprised really at the level, even in the Cymru South, the level of those boys. Like, it's different in a physicality sense. You're getting kicked a lot more, as a little bit more abuse on the sideline. It was really good, I think, for myself. I took a lot away from that 6 months, I'd say, because obviously the injury. But how can I word it? It took me by surprise. That's the best way I'd say it. Yeah.
That opportunity came up then to join us at Haverfordwest County. Obviously, a massive carrot of European football that was, in the coming weeks to you putting pen to paper. Your first appearance was over in Belfast with the Northern Ireland Premier League champions Larne. Your second appearance and your first on home soil was against, of all teams, Britain Ferry Llansamel, your former teammates. We actually came out on the wrong side of the result that night. But how did you find going up against your former teammates?
No, it was good. Obviously, like, I know all the boys. A little bit of jokes before the game, and certainly after the game, after we lost. But no, it was really good. Obviously, I know all the management staff at the time. Yeah, a great group of boys, and hopefully, they can do something this year with the league, and hopefully see them next year.
Yeah, well, you've teed me up there to ask you, because obviously we're recording this on Thursday night. But before we mention that, I was stood in the stand that night with the camera, and I was fully enjoying some commentary from members of your family were a couple of rows in front, to be fair. I think they had mixed emotions. They obviously wanted you to do well on a personal level, but I think they were the loudest ones cheering when Ferry scored the 2 goals. So it was interesting. But yeah, like I say, it's been breaking news tonight. Your dad, for those that don't know, is obviously Andy Dyer of former Neath and Port Talbot fame. He's been a number of years out of the game, but he's taken the role. He's taken the hot seat at Britain Ferry, Llansamwell. Any where was his head at? What's his thinking and coming back into the game?
No, I've briefly spoken to him. I think he's delighted, to be honest, to be back in football. Obviously, as you said, it's been a long time for him. But I'm pretty sure he's still got the fire in his belly to hopefully get them promoted, because obviously that's where the club wants to be.
He has been involved for a long time in a different role, was he?
Yes, he's been involved making decisions upstairs and whatsoever. But I think he feels in his heart maybe that it's the right time for him to go back into management.
Brilliant.
And yeah, I just wish him all the best. And hopefully,
yeah, definitely. We all do. He's inherited a really good squad there, and the boys have been going well so far this season. So yeah, from all at Alpha West County, we wish him well. We've got fellow Cymru South team Ammanford in the next round of the Cup, and obviously that's a big obstacle for us to overcome in the next round. So without looking too far into the future, but
he has already made the joke. He has already made the joke. Yes.
That would really put your mum, I think, in mixed emotions that night.
Yeah. So
you never know.
We'll see. Never know.
Well, fingers crossed. Perhaps it's in the league fixture next year then, if Ferry do go on and win the Cymru South title. But yeah, again, wish you all the best with that one. Let's go back to that period then when you did join, played a couple of friendlies, and that teed us up nicely going into the European campaign. Many new faces were sort of gelling into the squad and things like that. And I could see, like I said, on and off the pitch, you were, you probably didn't know many of the boys, but you found your feet amongst them, and you were right smack bang in the middle of all the camaraderie going on. But heading over to North Macedonia, you ended up coming on. I think you were the first sub on the night, coming on from Harte, pair of fresh legs. What was that experience like then, getting on the pitch that night?
It was surreal. Like, you don't. If you asked me in January that I'd be playing for Alpha West and in Europe, I would have said you got no chance. But no, it was unreal. That experience of coming on, the ground, their fans, the result, to take back to Cardiff, it was great. Set up a great tie in the end, for which we won. So no, a great experience. To be a part of that 4 weeks was, not for me personally, obviously not being able to play in the following 3 games. Well, 2 games I got back for the last game, but it was great. Unreal.
We come on to that now. So the European You Can Have It All documentary episode, with news on that very, very soon, I will say. It features a lot of moments involving yourself, majority of them happening off the pitch, to be fair. In a few notable funny clips, but there is one part in particular that shows you picking that hamstring injury up that you had literally on the eve of the home game in Cardiff. We were training on Cardiff City Stadium's pitch with me, and your hamstring popped, I suppose, and obviously Tristan dealt with you on the pitch, and it was pretty much straight away done and dusted. It must have been devastating for you then to have him tell you that, was it?
Yeah, it was terrible. I think after, obviously having a full pre-season really behind me, and then for the day before the game for it to happen like that, I was devastated, to be honest. It's one of those things in football, I guess. You can say it happens, but for the timing for it to be so bad, it was it didn't sit nice in the stomach, but let's support it on from the side. Obviously, the feeling of everyone after the game was incredible. And it was obviously, I wasn't part of it on the pitch, but we were all part of it on the sideline watching, and that was the beauty of it, really.
Definitely. Well, like I said, you rehabbed a lot of the next few weeks with Tristan, and got back to fitness. You've had a bumpy, pretty much 9-12 month period, haven't you, with injuries. You've overcome them now. You've made your home debut, should we say, in the Cup initially against Cardiff. Then obviously your league debut, and you've come on a couple of times now as sub. But what are your hopes for the rest of the season?
Well, I think the hopes of the rest of the season for me is just playing. Just trying to play as much as I possibly can, because obviously the last, you could say, 12 months has been, quite a stop-start. So yeah, just for me, it's just to play as much as I possibly can, making sure I'm in the best possible condition I can be to help the team, whenever I'm called upon, whether it's on the bench or whether I'm starting games. And yeah, hopefully we finish in that top 6 come the end of December and push on from there.
Love it. Good attitude to have, I suppose. You're mentally strong with it. Others probably would have thrown the towel in for the setbacks you've had, but good on you. Let's talk about your day job then. You've got a role with our official kit suppliers, Macron. And as we spoke just before we started recording, ironically, and there is a reason why I'm not in Macron on this episode, is since the start of October, a number of us at the club have been supporting Prostate United. And obviously this shirt has been sent to me as we undergo our challenge throughout October. So a quick plug on that. Rob, Julian, Tony, Georgina, Julie, Tom, Tristan, and I think I've got everybody there. We've been undergoing a 3 or a 5K walk, run, or cycle every day throughout this month. And we've almost reached our physical and financial target as we approach the end of the month. All money raised obviously goes directly to Prostate Cancer UK. Earlier this week, actually, we broke through our £1,000 mark. So any further donations would be very much appreciated. Thank you to all those that have donated already. Some familiar names appearing on the list. Massively appreciated as we go into the last few days of our campaign. Back to your day job then, Macron. So we changed our kit providers over the summer. Almost coincided with you joining the club as well. Every Saturday it seems you're turning up to the ground with more kit in boxes being delivered and things. But what does day to day look like at Macron Neath with you then?
I do graphic design. So graphic design is a passion of mine. Something that I've done since I was in school. And something that I like, obviously, football careers, they don't last forever. So it's obviously something nice to fall back onto, and something that, an opportunity came about with my dad, asking, can I do this? And yeah, he's opened and he's welcomed me in that role with open arms since I've come back home. But yeah, it's really good. It's something that obviously I enjoy doing. Just not really, boys nagging me for kit, trying to say I'm a graphic designer / kit man, basically.
Oh, fair play. I didn't know that was your role at all. I didn't realise you were into that. Oh, interesting. Yeah. We'll have to pick up on that in a separate conversation, perhaps. That's really, really good fair play. And so, did you have any input on the current club strips that we've got then?
I had no involvement whatsoever. No. I think that's out of my reach, to be honest. Yeah.
With regards to graphics, you sort of custom kits and things like that, then, is it?
Yeah. So obviously, designs of kits get sent into me, and obviously, making sure sponsors are okay to go on kits, shirt designs for the numbers. I think I came up with the design for the numbers on the back of the kit. And yeah, all stuff like that. We deal with loads of clubs. Bala from the Welsh Prem as well. I've dealt with all season. But yeah, no, I really enjoy it.
I could see their secretary cornered you and was chatting to you on the weekend now at our passed away fixture. I wondered, there's got to be a connection with Macron there.
Yeah.
Good stuff. We'll keep up that work, then. Before we finish, a question I'm posing to all the players that come on this season. Your perfect Bluebird. Now, you probably played with a huge amount of talent across your clubs, but I'm going to limit this to be only have for West County players. We're going to pick your perfect Bluebird. So a right foot, a left foot, technical ability, aerial ability, a talker, and the brain, the footballing brain. So we'll start with the right foot then. Who's getting your right foot?
I think right foot for me would be Dan Hawkins. You can see in training, he obviously practices a lot. His set piece delivery, is really good. His dribbling, and it's not exactly a bad right foot to have, really.
Nice. Did you two cross paths at Swansea then?
No, we never did. Never did. Dan, to be fair, Dan's a few years older than me.
Yeah.
So I would have been quite young, really, when he was in the under-18s.
He's a veteran, though, see?
Yeah, all that.
Good stuff. Right, on the other side then, your left foot?
I think it's going to have to be my car school buddy, Mr. Reese Abrazazi.
I thought you might.
Yeah, you'll love that tomorrow in the car. He'll bring that up.
He'll be buying the coffees tomorrow.
yeah, he will be. You'll be driving, actually. His set piece is listen, the goal, the free kick he scored this season against Carnarvon, his strike the other day against Pembrokeshire speaks for itself, really. Obviously a great player, and he's an even better person as well. So
nice, man, nice. Yeah, it looks a good car school. I saw you getting out of the car on your midweek training session. I thought, that must be a good bit of banter in there. Fair play. Technical ability.
Technical ability, I think I'm going to have to go for Kai Whitmore. I've known Kai for ages. Like, we went to the same school. He's a niche boy as well. Like the things he's done, especially in those European games. You wouldn't have thought that he's like a part-time footballer. You'd have thought, he's plays full-time, but no, he's really good. Nice boy as well. So yeah, I'd say definitely.
I'm open to that guy. I keep nudging him, saying when you coming on. So in future weeks we can find out the gossip about what school was like with you then. Aerial ability next then.
No, it's just I think only one person. Lee Jenkins, really. just heads everything. We all joke with him how much he heads the ball. I don't think I've ever seen anyone head the ball so much than the other night against Pembrokeshire. He just heads the ball, really, doesn't he? He's massive head.
Obviously, when you think of him, probably over the last few months, it automatically comes that goal in Cardiff City Stadium that he bent in from the edge of the box, like so.
I know.
Ironic, but no, yeah, you're right. Phenomenal aerial ability. We're very lucky. A talker then. Who's the talker?
I think I'm gonna go for one of the boys closer to my age. He's gonna like me saying this. I think Ivan, for the amount the stick we give him every day. To be fair to him, he's a really good talker. If he's playing, you can hear him, and if he's on the bench, you can definitely hear him as well.
Yeah.
He's always trying to give, encouragement to the boys. Playing with him on Sunday, just gone now for the development. He's constantly talking to his back four. And yeah, really good good goalkeeper as well.
Excellent. It's funny, I've sort of hovering around the dugout with the camera in the European games, and he signed pretty much the same time as you. Hadn't been around much, but he was very vocal and providing that extra support from the touchline. He was great to have around, again, on and off the field. So yeah, good choice there. It's an interesting one, that one. Finally then, your footballing brain.
I think he most probably could go for any of them, but I think I'd have to say Jazz. Yeah, like obviously I haven't played with him too much because obviously we've both been out injured, but in the few games I have played with him, he just speaks for himself, really. The career he's had. Whenever Jazz speaks in the dressing room, we all listen. We all, especially for me, and all the younger boys. He's great to have. We can look up to him. Brilliant to have for us.
Love it. That is some player that you've built as well. To be fair. We'll have to line all of these dream Bluebird players up at one point to see and compare and contrast, because different people, it's really nice to see, are being picked for different positions and different components of the body. So yeah, I like that one. Good job. Right, this weekend then we head to Mid Wales. We return to Latham Park, scene of our playoff final victory back in May, where We obviously face Chris Hughes' Newtown. There will be a Nest live broadcast available on the club YouTube channel, and I'm sure the link will go on social media in the next few days. They came out 4-0 winners back in September. I know you were still perhaps on the treatment bench at the time, Rio, but are you looking forward to locking horns against Newtown after seeing them that day?
Yeah, obviously, that day, really frustrating for me, not being able to play. But hopefully this time, we can show a better account of ourselves and hopefully come away with the 3 points.
Excellent. I love it. Well, thank you for your time. I know you're a busy man and you've got to be up early in the morning, ready to go. But I will see you this weekend. But a big happy birthday for next week. I believe you're leaving your teenage years behind you. 20. Don't forget the cakes for the boys. Yeah. I'm trying to find out what day you're bringing the cakes. I might show up for that one. But yeah, best of luck. Really looking forward to plenty more appearances in our West shirt. Couple of goals, couple more assists for this season and beyond. And yeah, all the best. And I'll see you in Newtown.
Cheers, Roy. Thank you very much.